mouthfuls of those delicious but not so healthy foods end up as love handles meeting the eye, and further, invisible killers.
我们吃了很多高脂的饮食进去，它就会沉积在血液里面，或者说沉积在肝脏里面，就会得脂肪肝、高血脂、高血压、心血管疾病。
We actually have a love-hate relationship with fat. We complain about how easy it is to gain weight, but for scientists, fat accumulation is the complicated bioprocess involving nearly all tissues and organs within your body.
我们人体代谢的稳态的平衡是要依赖于各个组织器官，像是一个接力赛一样的。但是在这个接力赛当中，谁是打响这个发令枪，作为一个先导作用的器官来指挥其他的代谢器官？
The answer is imminent, as scientists recently intercepted a secret cell-to-cell message, revealing that fat tissue can actually talk to other organs. What forms the love handles we so much want to get rid of is technically called fat tissue, housing millions of fat cells. As fat people have abundance of fat tissue, the natural assumption is that they have more fat cells, but that's not true.
脂肪组织是由很多脂肪细胞以及结缔组织组成的。脂肪细胞就像气球一样的，里面充盈着甘油三酯，也就是油脂，这样子慢慢膨胀起来的。
And that means obese people may have fatter fat cells. Actually, research have shown that the number of fat cells in both thin and obese people is more or less set during childhood. As the result, adults have a nearly constant number of fat cells. Changes in the size of fat cells will cause body weight to rise and fall. To work out how fat accumulates within our body, Zhao Yue and her team built a high-fat diet model to simulate a state of overeating in mice like humans.
这个就是我们高脂的饲料，这个就是我们普通的饲料。可以看到这个高脂的饲料呢，非常有油腻感。就是很油油的，然后手套都会反光。
对，这里面有多少油呢？
大概有60%的油脂。
像这种就是普通的。
这种就是普通的饲料，它的油脂含量就是比较低，大概只有10%到20%。就是喂出来就可以看到，这个呢就是喜欢吃高脂饲料的肥胖小鼠，这个呢就是吃普通饲料的，就是瘦的正常的小鼠。
Unsurprisingly, the mouse with a fatty diet has the thicker layer of fat tissue.
高脂饮食的话，会使得皮下脂肪更多的积累甘油三酯。
But unexpectedly, scientists have found that when excessive fat flooded into the body, it didn't immediately find its way to the fat tissue, but somewhere else.
在给高脂饮食之后，肝脏呢是率先产生响应的，它比这个脂肪和骨骼肌更加早的去积累脂质。
Scientists have long known that the liver can communicate with other organs from afar, sending out tiny molecules as messengers to regulate distant organs and their functions. This new finding raises the question to researcher Zhao Yue of whether a similar route exists between liver and fat tissue.
我们关注到了一个非常具有靶向性的外泌体，它就只进入到脂肪细胞。
That means that there is indeed a communication channel between the liver and fat tissue. And what's more, this connection is private.
人体非常的聪明，肝脏告诉脂肪细胞，我的机体要应对这种外界的高脂的代谢压力。
We have been showing this footage to witness the process of how exosomes secreted by the liver delivers the message to fat tissue. Those blue dots are fat cells. Here comes the green exosome. They approach, surround, and attach to the fat cells, and the liver's message is delivered.
细胞数目先增多，可以从这张图可以看到这个先后的过程。一开始脂肪细胞的数目是比较稀疏的，后面呢它的数目增多，就会发现挨得非常的紧。
And if you continue to consume a high-fat diet, the information carried by the exosome changes,
长时间的情况之下呢，脂肪细胞已经难以负荷代谢压力了，于是肝脏又改变了一个指令，我这数目已经到达一个顶点了，我就只能体积不停地膨胀。
The body's strategy is clear: growing some more fat cells as an emergency measure, but then making fat cells fatter in the longer run. However, there is always the limit.
长年累月的暴饮暴食，只是就沉积在血管里面，然后异味沉积到肝脏去，不利于你代谢。我宁愿去选择我的脂肪沉积在皮下，而不愿去选择它沉积在内脏。
Now you know how fat changes your body shape. But what makes scientists excited is finding those exosomes. The ability of those little messengers to recognize and target fat tissue, meaning new drug delivery options for diseases such as obesity and diabetes, could be on the horizon.